Hello, today I'm going to be talking about urban stealth camping, or to be more precise, my failure at it. Last week I came into a large city and I was going to visit friends there. So they live almost in the centre of the city, and I was going to park at their place. Well, park outside it, because they live in a street. On each side of the street there are buildings from the late 19th century, about 5 stories high, and there's a road and the traffic in both directions. But on one side, where my friends live, there is a place where cars can park, and they park in the same direction as the traffic. And there's also a pavement there, which is about, I would say, about 2 meters wide, and between the pavement and the road there's a bit of a grassy verge with some little trees in them. Now I want to put all that into your mind, because what I did was I parked directly in front of their ground floor flat. Now their landlady lives next to where they live, so I arrived on the Monday night, so I stayed there Monday night. Now it's in the paid parking zone, and obviously an hour here and there isn't too bad, but if you want to stay too long it gets a bit expensive. So then I drove off during the day when they were at work. I was in the van, or I went out and did my own thing, came back, drove the van back at 6 o'clock, and we went out in the evening or did something together and all the rest. So I was there Monday night, Tuesday night, Wednesday night. Now on Thursday I think, okay, right, I've been it's now time to be on my way. Anyway, so what happened was that the landlady said to my friend's missus that she didn't want vans parked outside her window and people sort of living in them. And now she has no right whatsoever to say that she doesn't want vans parked outside her window. And unlike some places in the United States, as far as I'm aware, there's nothing actually stopping people living in vans. As it turned out, as I'd moved on anyway, it didn't make any difference. And in any case, had it made any difference, I suppose it is the landlady. Maybe better not to annoy her, because she might then found some other excuse to have a go at them. However, this isn't the only time in my life where I've had exactly the same problem with my urban stealth camping. I had an experience at my own place. So outside my own house there's a similar sort of setup but on the other side of the road there's traffic in both directions, and there's this sort of place where cars can park. Now in front this place where cars can park must be about 30 meters long, so you can get about 5-6 vehicles in there, or at least the size of cars you can. Anyway, maybe slightly longer than 30, maybe 35, something like that. And in the there was a row of shops, but the shops are now closed, except the one at the very bottom, which is a charity shop. Now I parked there, and I was actually at my own house. But anyway, I heard from one of the neighbours that the woman had complained to the council about somebody living in a camper van in the street where she has her charity shop. Now obviously it's a charity shop, so I don't want to complain too much. I won't embarrass the charity by saying the name of the charity, but and I appreciate that she's probably working as a volunteer or taking next to no money at all. Now I am very pro-business. If I thought that my van being parked in a place was in any way going to harm somebody's business, I wouldn't leave it there at all. And I think that's a normal thing to do. Having said that, I was parked a good 20 plus meters, that's to say like 3 lengths of my own van away from where the shop was, or is. And anyway, now I thought, because she'd done it this way and not done it another way by sort of asking me or saying something to me, but she'd reported out to the council, I thought maybe I ought to provoke this a bit. Now apparently the council said no, they can't live, homeless people can't live in the street out there. Anyway, so I was expecting the council to come and move me on. Now well, I was thinking maybe I ought to find out, push this a bit further, seeing as I pay taxes in this region and all the rest of it. So there's using our local taxation to this this purpose doesn't seem right to me. having said that, the council never did actually make an appearance. Now, the strange thing was, now I'm in a van life. I live in a van. I live in the van nearly all the time. But, you know, when I'm parked outside my own house, I tend to actually live in my own house. Even though I may be coming and going all the time. You know, I've got lots of stuff in the van, and for example, washing to do, for example. You sort of walking. I tend to do that during the day. And so I was made myself actually visible. The strange thing is, though, about this shop is that they were putting clothes. They use clothes that people hand for the charity, something, sort of money for the dog's home or whatever. And the clothes were coming outside, which I believe is not actually permitted. Indeed, if you have to own a cafe or something, you have to actually pay for the tables and chairs to be on the outside, and putting your merchandise outside in the street. I believe, I might be wrong, but I believe this isn't actually permitted. So it was rather daft of her point of view, and I mean, obviously I could have retaliated had I so desired. Obviously I don't want to hurt the poor dogs who are homeless, so I didn't do it, and also because they're obviously working there for charitable purposes, I hope, anyway. Anyway, now the point of this long story is urban stealth camping. People often say, is it good for urban stealth camping? And, you know, I've seen people in the United States being moved on. I've seen it happen on several occasions, and in Europe I haven't actually witnessed it, but then again, you don't tend to get the congregation of campers, at least not in Northern Europe, maybe you do in the South. But even in Italy I didn't actually notice it, where people were actually sort of living rather than touring, being a full-timer, and you know, I think there is a difference. My argument against this urban stealth camping has always been the following. I want to be comfortable in my van. I want to have height in my van. I want to be able to stand up normally. I want to be able to wash myself normally. I want to be able to reasonably comfortable in my van. And when vans are sort of these stealth ones, you've got to keep the windows all dark, and you can't allow people to see you going in and out, which is the problem. And then I feel as though it's not quite what I want to do. But I do appreciate there are those who want to live like this, or more to the point, have to live like this. So I do appreciate that, absolutely. The point I think at the end I'd like to make is this. If you really want urban stealth camping, how would you defend yourself against these busybodies, though, who've got nothing better to do than to sit at the window watching who's coming and going? Admittedly, you know, when I was outside my own place, I wasn't hiding the fact that I was coming in and out. But when I was at my friend's place, you know, I don't really think I came in and out all that much. I wasn't taking my washing in, I wasn't taking things in. I'd probably park the van, then going on to their place, and then come out a couple of hours later, then go to bed and get up in the morning. Furthermore, I wasn't using the lights or that. Or, well, maybe it was a bit, but they weren't sort of on, because it was just really a question of coming back in, getting washed, and then going to bed. So, I don't know. There is my experience and lack of ability at urban stealth camping. And so what do you think? I mean, should I have retaliated against the lady who works for the charity in the dog's home, or should I not have done it? I mean, if you went urban stealth camping, how do you do it? What do you do? Well, put down your comments below, and I'll might tell you some more little stories about my van life in the future.